Hey, what's going on, everybody? So I'm gonna go right into it, and I'm just gonna speak what's on my mind when it comes down to social media. Now, I'm gonna give you a bit of a story time and all that good stuff. So, just like a lot of people, I was influenced by influencers, right? Influenced by influencers, right? So, one of the main reasons because of there was someone that I actually used to know. Now, I'm not gonna exaggerate or name call her. We wasn't like friends. We was more like cool with each other as like acquaintances at best. But she blew up and had over 1 million subscribers, right? And at that time, I believe I just got out of college. So when seeing her grow from like 50,000 when I discovered the channel to like now she got over 1 million, of course that's really inspiring. And it got me into like, yo, maybe I should learn how to edit videos and all that type of stuff. And that was back in 2017. And throughout the years, honestly, my main prerogative was like, I want to be a content creator. I want to be a content creator. But it was the mindset of like monetization to be a full time content creator. And I hate to burst certain people's bubbles. I'm even bursting my bubble by saying the grass is not greener on the other side, right? I invested a lot in it, and I used to think like, oh, if I get the mic like this right here, you know, get this blue Yeti mic, just bring it closer so you guys can see it, with the arm stand and then all this stuff, and then like the lights, the cameras, lights, camera, action, right? That I would get catapulted into the algorithm, right? Algorithm, so you could get exposure. All right, so here's the thing, it is not what it seems, right? Now, I've been doing it for years. Years doesn't mean that I've accomplished a lot. It's, as far as like the growth of YouTube, I made so many different YouTube channels. It went somewhere, then it stopped. Went somewhere, then it stopped. And then a lot of times it didn't go anywhere. And the biggest issue that they all had in common was the desperation to be a full-time content creator. And then there was times where I would just lose myself by just copying like verbatim what not verbatim but literally copy what they're doing in order to fit in. It's like you got to fit in order to get there, and it's like then you start getting more frustrated at yourself because even when you do that, it doesn't go anywhere. And even when you go somewhere, even when it goes somewhere, you're still like, you can't even look at yourself in the mirror because you start to lack integrity. So then at that point, I'm like, you know what? I just started just making my own content again, but this time it's just focusing on just having fun with like making artwork, right? So this is not my main channel, but this is just a channel where I just like whatever is out there. I don't really do no editing at all. While my other channel, I do a lot of illustrations and I do a lot of editing and how-to videos, right? This one I had some how-to videos of how to draw this, how to draw that. I don't know if I'm gonna still do that honestly, because here it's like I kind of like just talking, right? And then sometimes I'll draw and talk, and we'll see. But I'm not focusing on editing at all, as you guys can see. Like I do quick thumbnails and I just put it up and I have it raw with what you're seeing here. So let me trickle back to what I was saying so I don't go on a huge tangent. The whole notion that being a like people nowadays, right? They look at the number one source of escaping a 9 to 5 is to be a content creator, a social media influencer. And I hate to burst your bubble, but you need to keep your 9 to 5. You need to keep your 9 to 5. Do not look at social media as a golden ticket to save you and wherever you're at in life. Your 9 to 5 is more secure than being a social media influencer. Being a social media influencer, you become more, I know it's going to sound weird, but I'm going to explain after I say this. You become more AI. You become more artificial intelligence, as in you make the same type of thumbnails, you talk about the same type of topics, you do the same type of format in terms of how you edit the content, And you don't even need artificial intelligence for that. In fact, people even utilize AI as well. So everything is extremely AI. Now, of course, back in the days before YouTube was even monetized, or YouTube monetizing content creators, that was a whole different playground because people were just making content while they had time after their 9 to 5, and they were just doing it as a hobby. But once things became monetized, and then you see Instagram, then you see TikTok and all these other platforms where it makes it seem like, yo, it is lucrative. And I'm not saying it's not lucrative. However, it is not secure. So let's say, for example, you got 10 G's 1 month, but then your next month, you barely got 200. And then the month after that, you barely got $50. Why? Look at so many people's YouTube channels. Even though they have over 1 million subscribers and they have so many videos that can have slight passive income, look at their most recent videos. Even with 1 million subscribers or 100,000 subscribers, they only average out 2,000 or 1,000 views. It is not saying that the viewers are tired of what they're seeing. No, it's the algorithm. So why put all your eggs in that unsecure basket? Now, the smart thing to do is to find ways to have multiple sources of income. But let's be real. In order for you to have multiple sources of income, you still need to have a main income. So you need to figure out a way to have different passive main income. But a lot of content creators don't really look at it like that. Or at least so far as I'm being ignorant, because I don't really know big content creators, But there are a lot of them that will complain in videos saying, oh, YouTube only paid me this. And they start freaking out. Remember the adpocalypse? That's like getting fired from your job or getting laid off temporarily. Because if ads pull out from YouTube, then you're not getting paid at all. And then another thing too is that sponsorships is based upon your popularity. If your views constantly go down, then your sponsors will go down. Like they're not going to sponsor you because all they see is numbers. They don't care about what you're producing. They just see the theme of whatever you're doing. Okay, then what about you sponsor this? Or they don't even care about your channel. They just see that your numbers are high in subscribers, and they'll just give you a sponsor. But people think that the sponsor is very lucrative. It depends. It really depends. And the thing about the algorithm is that you could be hot for a month or 2 or 3 or 4, but then all of a sudden, like, you're nothing. And I've seen certain content creators that they was enormously big, like they was on cloud 9. You would think like there's no way they will get less than 10,000 views. But look at them, they get 3,000. And then you start seeing the titles and the thumbnails. They're trying to adapt to be like everybody else. Why? Because they're trying to appeal to the algorithm. So technically, it's no longer being a content creator anymore. Now it's just copying what everybody else is doing. And if you don't copy what everybody else is doing, then you will never get exposure. Because unfortunately, YouTube it controls the traction. People are lazier now. Viewers are lazier. I only get exposure because the algorithm. This ain't gonna get no exposure. This is just me talking. And if it does, it's random sometimes. But viewers don't manually type in your channel and manually try to find you. They allow the algorithm to do it for them. Therefore, you can't even trust viewers / people to actually follow up unless they are attached to you over the span of months or years, just like building up a friendship. Fans and friends are not far from each other. What they both have in common besides the letter F is the fact that they're loyal, right? So even through thick and thin, right? Maybe you're struggling with views or whatever, you still have a core audience regardless of the situation. But having that core audience That takes a longer time now because of the situation where we're at. There's so much content out there in this world, so much, that people, they pick and choose who to commit themselves to. And usually it's a lot easier when someone is already established / popular. And it's really hard when someone is considered a nobody. Like the viewers feel like they're above you, like you're beneath them because your subscribers are low. And that's where we're at right now. So when the views go low, what happens? How scary is that you're gonna dedicate your bills, your livelihood towards something that's unreliable? Let's face it, social media is unreliable. You saw what happened. I made a video talking about TikTok and how the drawback of people are getting afraid, because if TikTok becomes banned and people's livelihood is on that, don't be surprised if that can happen with YouTube. Don't be surprised if they might push out digital ID, where like, okay, if you want to be a content creator, or if you want to upload content, or even for viewers out there, you gotta send us a driver's license. We need proof of photo ID. You have to give up your privacy in order to have access to X, Y, and Z. They've already done that with adult films in certain states. So don't be surprised now when we're gonna start to have a day and age where, like, you already don't have your privacy, but now it's gonna be even more out there. So I know I went on multiple tangents, but in a nutshell, what I'm saying as a takeaway is that being a content creator is not what it's all cracked up to be. The whole dream, the American dream of passive income by being a content creator, is not it anymore. The door is closed. The door is fully closed. And if you think, or if you are desperate to make it, then you're going to become less human and more artificial. You're going to be more AI. You're going to have the same thumbnails, talk about the same topics, doing the same thing, talking in the same way, and that's the only way you can adapt, and that's the only way you can actually progress. Because if you're just doing your own thing, you ain't going nowhere. I'm just being real. Because technically it's like you're making your own application. You're making your own job title. And even though it may seem like that by being a content creator, but no one is actually creating content. That's the irony. You making a video, it doesn't make you a content creator. You utilizing AI tools to make you make money is not being a content creator. You making your own IP, that's being a content creator. But you gossiping, talking about news, like this channel is about that, right? But my other channel is different. But you're not creative. If you give your opinion on the record, that's not being creative. Or if you're copying and pasting someone else's opinion and you're pretending like it's yours, that's not creative. But unfortunately, they get rewarded. While my other channel, it don't get rewarded. But you know what? The difference between how it was back in the days to where I am now, like back in 2017 to where I'm at now, is that where I'm at now, I have more of a realization that 9 to 5 really not only really pays the bills, but don't just like quit your 9 to 5 and then try to embark in the YouTube American dream or the YouTube dream wherever country you're in, because that right there is a no-go. So leave your thoughts down below. Let me know if you agree or disagree, and if there's any other topics you guys want me to talk about, let me know down below, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.